Oh, man. Back again. It's your boy DJ Swale, episode 5, Elevated Radio, Swale Circle. Another guest in the building, my boy, Prolific.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me.
How you doing, man?
It's an honor.
What I was telling Max and Kenzie a couple podcasts ago, and you're in the same boat, I feel like when I see you, it's always kind of in passing, whether it's in like the studio, whether it's at the game I saw you at. We never actually had a time to like sit down and have a conversation.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? So thank you for coming up. I appreciate it. The last podcast, what was the consistency was the word of the day. For this one is going to be branding. Because I feel like how you branded yourself, and we're going to get into it more, kind of not working for other people, but kind of doing more for other people than you were doing for yourself. But now it's kind of like you're at a point where you're doing everything for yourself. You own everything. It's prolific.
Right.
So branding's going to be the word of the day. With Swale Circle, how it starts, we pretty much start with where we met. And we pretty much just progress through the timeline like that to kind of bring everything full circle on how we got to the point where we're at.
Easy.
You don't know this. You don't know this story. I was working at Spectrum at the time. I want to say this was 2019. I went to school with like Rob and Malcolm, so I knew them from Social Contract. Like,
I didn't know you went
to
you
know
school
that?
with them.
Yeah, I went to Queens. Yeah.
I always kind of wondered how Miko knew who you were and stuff.
Yeah, so I went to school with Rob and Malcolm, and I used to DJ like their Social Contract like concerts and things like that.
Okay.
But me and Miko never really had a relationship because, like I said, we didn't go to school together. It was just Rob and them. I was working at Spectrum, and Miko came in. And I'm serving this nigga goddamn internet boxes and cable boxes. And I was just like, oh, and you Miko for Social Contract, and we chopped it up. And he was just like, I'm going to my producer Prolific's house in like the next week or two. You should come through. I'm driving out there to Concord. Prolific stays like deep. I'm talking about in the middle of nowhere, dangerous. I've learned not to come to your house at night. It's dangerous, man. There's no street lights. Daytime only. I get there, meet Prolific, and that's pretty much where our journey started. Off of me meeting Miko at Spectrum, which is crazy. We listened to a couple songs, and I don't know if you remember or not. That's the first time we heard Rooftops.
Yeah,
which actually made the album.
Yeah, definitely.
2 years later? There were some hits played that night that still haven't even came out.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Like you played me like a decent catalog. That was the first time I met a DJ that was kind of doing what you were doing. Mm-hmm. And big shout out to Miko because he helped me, or he helped make that connection and bring me into the picture. Yeah. And you ended up asking me to help out with the album, which I really, honestly, I ain't had to do much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I kind of like, I was just kind of there. I was kind of like the, you go bowling, you pull the rails up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was the rails, like. That's
how easy it is. Is that what you're saying? You're saying it was just that easy? It was
you had
I like that.
You had a dope vision. You know what I'm saying? You had records, obviously. You had artists. Yeah. It was kind of, you know what I'm saying? It was just me stepping in and just playing the role I needed to play. And you definitely made it easy for me. And, you know what I'm saying? You definitely heard me out when you had questions. And it was a dope process for real, bro.
I loved it. It was great. And I will say, too, I don't know if you hear this enough, but I think you're the only producer that I know personally. If I give you an idea, you're going to make it come to life.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
100% of the time. I have no complaints. Samples I give this man, he's just like, yeah, give me a couple minutes. Do. Oh, man, it's just a loop. Let me just throw some beats on the drums. I'm like, damn, going crazy.
Hey, look.
Going crazy.
Got to, man. You got to have that.
You do.
That top-tier service, especially when somebody bringing you in for something. I feel like,
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You got to give them your best for real. So that's kind of how I've always operated. Yeah. And I just elevated my skill set as the years progressed, so.
Facts. So this was 2019, early 2020. Where were you at in your career? Because I know I was reading that were you still working at that point, or is that when you went full on with producing?
So 2019, I was in and out of Atlanta a lot for real. Okay. So I had an artist, Supernova. Mm-hmm. He had signed with Free Bands. He signed a management deal with them. So I was definitely in and out of Atlanta a lot. I was definitely working. I had a job. I was doing solar at the time, solar panel.
I saw that. I was like, this man does everything. Yeah.
I was doing the solar panel thing.
Okay.
I was progressing with that too. I started doing electrical work and stuff like that. So yeah, that was kind of like 2019. I was a lot in Atlanta a lot, and then kind of 2020. Like 2020 was like my rough patch year, bro. And like toward the end of 2019, because like solar started getting slower, money started getting lower. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I gotta like figure out how I'm gonna like build up what I have here. Because at that time, like Nova was like my main artist.
I remember that.
So I'm like, man, I'm not living. You know, we was making music side by side for the most part. So like me, you sitting here together, and I'm like making a beat. So it became different, like sending beats and the process. Like it was just a lot different. So I was like, man, I gotta like bring some value to the table with all the stuff I have learned from like going down to Atlanta and being in Future Studio and being around equipment and being around engineers and other producers, songwriters. So, you know, I was able to take just a little bit of the stuff I learned and kind of start building my own thing. But it was mad gradual. Like 2019 going into 2020 was definitely like rough. Like the pandemic I think the pandemic saved me.
You think so?
Nah, for real.
How so? Because I know a lot of people, I mean, I feel like it's 50-50. A lot of people, it stopped everything they were doing and they never bounced back from it. But you're saying it helped you or saved you.
I think it saved me because of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
when you don't have a lot going on, bro, it gives you time and opportunity to kind of like figure stuff out.
Facts.
And
Facts.
You know, I went through stages where I was like, man, like I was depressed, so I couldn't figure something out. But like, it gave me time, opportunity to keep working for real.
Yeah.
And as I kept working, I kept getting more ideas. And as the ideas kept coming, I kept like implementing the ideas, trying different stuff, like trying to come outside a little more. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I think the pandemic actually saved me, and it kind of my business kind of like started taking off in that time period. I think like mid 2020.
Understandable. Okay. So I say the same thing about Queens. It's all white school. I feel like that saved me.
Yeah.
Because there's not big parties going on, frats going on. Like I'm in my room, like DJing or doing mixtapes or things like that. So I agree with that. If you have time and space and there's nothing pressing going on, it does kind of help you get more creative and figure things out.
Definitely. Wingate's mad similar too.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's in what she say it was? Monroe?
Yeah, it's like right outside. Okay. You know, Wingate is like its own town too, but it is like right outside of Monroe. But Wingate, North Carolina, is like its own city, but it's really just a campus. Like,
yeah,
you know. What I'm saying?
I don't think I've been out there. Wingate.
It's just a campus.
Okay.
You're not missing much. You want to drive down 74 and check it out. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna miss it. It's gonna be right there on the left.
Yeah. Nothing there. What was your or do you have a relationship with like free bands, Future, anybody like that?
Nah, I really don't. That was a unique time too. Like I sit back and think about those time periods too, and they're definitely learning experiences because I don't feel like I was taking a lot of like risk for real. Like I was kind of just in the same place as people.
Yeah.
Like I met Southside before. Like he said what's up to me and everything, but I would say what's up to him. I ain't tell him like what I do for real.
Ah, yeah. So the networking piece was
just
out.
Like, what's up, bro? I was like, oh, it's good. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I was doing my session over here, and then they was over there in the B room doing their thing. So it's kind of just like, you know, we always in there working. But I just didn't have the same mindset back then. I feel like I was just like, man, I'm gonna focus on what I'm doing because it's helped me to get to this point, and it's probably gonna help me get further. But I think probably like the 2020 time period going to 2021, I was like, man, I need to talk to people a little more, get their information. Like,
that's facts.
Could have got Southside's phone number, maybe if I would have asked. So,
kind of branched off what you just said there. Highlight the importance of networking because, as you said, I mean, it sounds like clearly there's a lot of missed opportunity there.
Yeah, definitely.
Southside and them, you know, Southside's huge. For people who don't
definitely. Know. It's everything, bro. Like. If you building a business, you building a brand, like it's a Word Today brand or Word the podcast brand. Like networking is everything. You're not gonna make it far by just knowing Joe Blow down the street. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have a network. I feel like more importantly, you have to know how to utilize your network. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to know how to ask the right questions. Cause everybody busy. Like you know what I'm saying? Swale a busy guy.
Yeah.
So like I can't hit up Swale and be like, hey bro. Like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I gotta be able to hit up Swale. You know what I'm saying? While he in the middle of something, I might need to get him inspired to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna take his time and energy to maybe either answer my questions or come out and do what I'm asking him to do. So
facts.
You know, you gotta really know how to utilize your network more so than just like having that phone number. But it's everything, bro. Like, you're not gonna make it far. You're not gonna go nowhere without a network. I don't care what you do.
Yeah, I don't think so. And then another thing to highlight too, before we continue down the timeline, what do you have to say for people who want to leave their jobs to follow their dreams and pursue their career or passion, but they're scared to? That's big. That's big. It's a big step.
It's strategy. Before I started producing full time, I was working at Amazon part time.
Okay.
We was doing like little 3-hour, 5-hour shifts, stuff like that. And my work from producing forced me out of Amazon. So I would work all day on like Sundays and Mondays. But like for some reason on those particular days, like a lot of people would want to come record. Yeah. So I'll miss out on like, I'm making like $15 an hour Amazon at the time. Like, not nothing for real. Yeah. But it's a job, you know what I'm saying? Some type of stability, which is cool. But I'm getting calls, I'm getting texts. They like, yo, you free today? I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna be free till the night. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? You get somebody that hit you up like 3-4 times and you say that same thing to them. Now you missing out on opportunity. I start adding up the money. I'm like, at that time I think I was charging $30 an hour for a session. And that's double what I was making at Amazon. That's what I said, yeah. And I'm at the crib and I'm sitting still. You know what I'm saying? So I did the math one day. Figured out I was missing out on like I think I was missing out on a couple $100, like just from going to work at Amazon and not staying at the crib, engineering people.
I'm out of there.
So once I figured that out, I talked to my wife. I was like, yeah, I don't think. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave Amazon. She was like, yeah, you should. I was like, cool. And we was on the same page. I put in I did a finesse on Amazon for. I didn't like quit. I did like a work release. Like they got like a work release program. It's really for like college kids and stuff. Yeah. I took the work release. Like I walked in the next day. I was like, I want to get paperwork for work release. And they're like, all right, just fill it out and bring it back in. I brought it back in like the next day. They released me. But like they paid me because I was still on payroll. Like I wasn't.
So they were still paying you weekly?
Yeah, they was paying me weekly. It wasn't nothing. I think it was like $7-8 every week. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't fired though. So I was like, man, if something does go wrong, I have something I can go back to. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that people should always have like a fallback plan, or you should go all in? Because I've heard both sides of that too.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with having a fallback plan because you got to be prepared for situations. Yeah. Like I have kids, I got a family and stuff, so
that's true.
I'm not really in a space to you know what I'm saying? If I was by myself, I'd be more so in the space to take more risks. Yeah. But I had to put them first. So I'm like, all right, I have to make money. You know what I'm saying? At some point. So I think it's strategy, bro. I don't think it's a pride. I think people make it a pride thing. And it's not a pride thing, it's strategy.
Strategy is everything. Yeah.